Hey everybody, this is going to be our third holiday season video. And these are videos that I would just never have an opportunity to share because not necessarily something that points out a principle, or it's just special games that have interesting ideas to me. And they're a little more complex and not things I normally get to share with people. And I almost see myself in the little mirror there. My wife keeps saying, "Do you fix your hair for the videos?" And I go, "What hair?" So looks like I need some fixing. Okay, so this is a tournament game. I'm sure it was 30 years ago. Mr. Yang against James Kerwin. Kerwin was the first ever Western pro, which is a pretty high title. He's never been known as being super strong in the professional arena, but the first one ever to achieve that. Okay, let's take a look. We'll be looking mostly at the white stones. That's Mr. Yang. Okay, old style, right? Top's biggest, put a stone in there. Yeah. Probably 10 years after this became more popular. And about 10 years after that, this became more popular. But, just they're all good moves. Pinches were extremely common back then. Black goes to settle, white settles. Okay, black can now play away. He does have a fine group there. But he's looking at this lone A stone, thinking, that's kind of a far from home. I think I can get a wall in Sente and attack that. Well, seems a little early to me, but he's the professional, so we keep going. Press, and then pinch. So we see his plan. It's in action. And one thing players used to do a lot back then, and maybe still, on purpose play a move that everyone knows isn't biggest, but it starts a fight with the intent of, now we're on ground that neither of us know anything about. So who's the better fighter? That kind of thing. That's kind of what this looks like. Okay. White's job, defend A. As we defend A, he'll be glancing over at the B group. Can I mess with that? Not at the moment, but maybe as time goes on, we might mess with that. How much can I bother the C stone? Will I be getting profit? Maybe at the bottom D area. There's all these things that might happen. So let's notice something. If white plays here, it's a 100% investment into defense. While let's look at this move. This move invests at least half of its energy into attacking black, which is a bad idea because black's not very weak. And investing, well, white's still behind enemy lines. It's not great in defense. So it's like half defense, half attack. Bad idea in this case. So if we ask how much energy is required to help J3, and turns out we can help from a distance. As you've seen in a lot of these videos, A makes B weaker, which by definition helps C. So helping from a distance. This is about 50% effort into defense and 50% into attack, and I'm taking the bottom area. So it's a very profitable way. And I've shown this before, but let's look. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so same thing here. White's job is to defend the A stones. And this is 100% investment into defense. And then black can go do whatever black wants to do. A move like this is what? 80 to 90% defense and 10% involved in, well, maybe I'll mess with you. Maybe I'll start surrounding you. It's like somewhat aggressive and leaves a little cut. While the move I'm bringing up is this one, help from a distance. Black's weaker, white's about to connect under, so white's getting some profit while defending. So this help from a distance, if you know when you don't need 100%, because sometimes you need 100% devotion to defense. And if you don't do it, you're going to lose the game. But other times, I don't need 100%. I could even ignore. And if he stops me from running that way, I'll come that way, and vice versa. So there's a lot of things to consider. But we're here, and white plays this defense from a distance. This white is separating the black stones. We like that. Okay, so let's check out the weak white stones. One thing they can do, connect under an A. Well, that's convenient. Other thing they can do, run out of B. So we could say they have Mia. Are they weak? Yeah. Black's going to be hurting them soon. But white doesn't need 100% defense. So what does he use? Come over the top. Helps build a wall, starts surrounding the black stones, clearly gives white a nice home to run to. So get used to this idea of helping not 100%. What else can I do? Okay, we're down to one option, so we take it. Big move. See the knight's move cut at A, and we see black. Seems to me black's trying to support that as he plays a big move on the right. If he wanted to be more serious about that, he could put it on the fourth line. But so there's lots to think about in all your go moves. And don't forget, when you study and study for the next 20 years and you get to 8 on, you're going to be making mistakes all over the place. Don't think you're going to get to perfection. It's just not going to happen. They say that 7 dons, amateur 7 dons, make a mistake on average every 7 moves. Now, that's not defining mistake, but still, it's hard to play, good go. And this is, now I'm going back decades for this memory. I don't know if it's still true. I kind of assume it is. It used to be that if this well-known, strong professional played a game without mistakes, masterpiece. He played a masterpiece. It's rare. And then if both players play without a mistake, still called a masterpiece, but higher level. Okay. White starts to develop the top, stabilizing this group. And black says, now, how are you going to stabilize? Well, white does not like this because white just picked up 5 points while black takes the whole corner. I mean, black's getting a lot out of this, and it's real cash. That's not, what about, we'll just play here. Really? You're undercut. How do we stabilize? And this is something Q players don't really get. So check out his move. Poof, stable. White is now stable. Done. But what about the other stone? We'll use that in another way another time. But the goal was to get a stable group on top, and it is done. So that's, to me, a good teaching move. Black comes in the corner. I'd say, yeah, that's yours. Okay, go ahead and take it. Follow a real basic Joseki. And there's a number of ways for white to capture the cutting stone. White does it this way. Usually it's this way, and then the net. But see, we're kind of getting close to the A stones. And for instance, if black were to say, I'm going to disconnect you, then I play here. Now, again, it doesn't quite work, but there's stuff here. So white says, I'm going to capture you on this side so you don't go over there. These subtle things of how do you capture a stone are significant for me, it was like 4 dawn on up. And I so remember, got to 6 dawn, all proud of myself. And now I'm sitting across 7 dawns. Okay, I can handle that. Barely. Play against the 8 dawns. They crush me because I'm still leaving little weaknesses, small little weaknesses. They take that small weakness and just flatten you with it. Like, okay. So I had to go back and clean up my game. And it took me a number of years to get to a strong 6 dawn, knocking on 7 dawn door. Okay. Black takes that top area. Is that top area cash? Not exactly. Okay. White plays a big move, extends from the wall, and now black's corner is not necessarily black's anymore. See, we're on 46. So a lot of people say, I have a strong wall. No, not in the slightest is that a strong wall. That's a weak wall, and a little tiny weak wall. What it does is barely takes the corner by 1 liberty. And now, nasty Aji and sorry, just a second. And now, white totally lives inside without a problem. Okay, let's go back to, I won't remember where I was. Let's try there. Capture here. And white starts that. So black's corner is becoming quite iffy. This move takes the entire corner. There's now no Aji in that black corner. On top of which, the A group, if it came under the weight of black attack, this A stone is going to be a great help. Well, now that's not the case anymore. The point is that if white starts messing around, just look at it this way. See the white group on top getting in trouble? And it doesn't have the backup on the upper right to fall back on. Now let's just remove 018 once I get on the right button. And a minute ago, black said, here's my group that's so stable. Here, he would switch and say, do you see my group? That he would focus on these 2 stones and simply switch to the other 2, and between the 3 have a nice steady group. So the whole point is when black plays here, it's hard for white to get in that upper left corner. So this is a really good move for black, in my opinion. Now there's so much I don't see, just gobs upon gobs that I don't see. So don't go too far. But that's what I'm seeing. No watch in the upper right, hard for white to invade upper left. So I think that's a great move. White wants to do something about that left side. This is a standard method, just commonplace. Now this, that's a little dangerous. How positive are you that you're going to live in there? This is a deep, dangerous move, taking a risk. Well, this is just going to, please take the right small. It's not a risk. White follows the standard pattern. Black cuts, white comes out, black comes out, Now white's about to play here. This is going to stabilize white out into the center where he can't be touched and affect that top group on top. This is going to support the group on top, which allows white to come into the upper left corner. But all that being said, before this, a quick Atari, then out, kill the stone, Sente to just start walking out. Okay, let's reassess. The whole ABC black thing, one group, very solid. No more Aji there, just be little Ataris, who cares? So black is now officially finished. How about white's A group? Well, it's not really attached to anything yet. It's not what you call a strong group. It's hard to attack, but not much to it yet. Well, if we were going to help this group, what would our second goal be? Well, we could support the group on top. Well, it's not under attack, and we just supported it. That's not a big deal. We could try to grow area 1. Well, center is the hardest thing to do, is to grow a center area, because you need 4 or more perimeters to do it. Very hard. Well, how about the cut at B? Oh, that's worthwhile. So white comes over here and cuts. This black move, is it slow? Well, I don't think so, because we have a lot more perimeters now. I would say this one white move just made at least 10 points, if not 15, if not more. And now the center can start growing well. And we can totally come in here because you're not messing with the white group on top anymore. So I think this black move is well played, personally. Important, mandatory. White does the cut. Now we see this A thing coming, right? We see A coming. Black fixes. And if we start something around A, there's lots of counterplay. Cross-cutting at B. There's things to do. So white makes it a strong shape that he can now use to fight with. Without this, it would be a thin fight. Hopefully something will happen. But now, cut at A. Oh, that's our choice. How about the cut at B? That's our choice. How about the cut at C? Anything we want, we can go do now. Because white has a strong group to work from. And that's a great lesson right there. Memorize this move. Get ready before you fight. It's a great lesson. I deeply appreciate Mr. Yang on a lot of levels. And he and I were born in the same year. So he's old like me. Okay, white. Black starts, cleans up that. Okay. Okay. Black has a lot of problems here. The only rational thing to do is to give up those 2 stones in white's gote. So this way and cut. If black can capture the A stone, that means the B stone is safe, because that's the same concept. And sure, white takes C in gote, I don't mind. Okay. Now, if that doesn't happen, then white's going to be getting more than that. So we are now launching off into an important fight. Notice this move. Threaten to surround everything, and next, Atari, and black can't live. Very cute little move. Quick Atari, and there. No reason to Atari or anything. Just get out to the area you want to get out to. There's some choices here. Should white be cutting aggressively? And I like going over these games many times and slowly. It's like, well, which can he hane here? Should he go straight? Should he capture the stone outright? How much pressure can white put on the lower left black group? There's a lot of questions here. Black. What? There's the cut. Okay. So it's starting to look like not only do we get the A stones, let me change that to an A. We now also have the B, and the C's nice, but a small part of it. But now the D group is on its own in, so to speak, a sea of white, a loose sea of white. So that's a big plus for white. That whole sequence turned out very well. And he starts stabilizing that area. This, I have a hard time with this. What's white trying to do? Okay. Does white think his A group is in jeopardy? I just can't believe that. Is there Aji there which will allow black to get extra points? Well, yeah. But are they important points? Are they big? Well, when white plays it, he's threatening to capture that stone, so that's Sente. Okay, that part makes sense. One more, okay, makes sense. But now, black, the whole A thing is really getting close to the B fight. So white feels the need to come back and clean it up. Now, this is something Mr. Ying's big on. And this is, I've told you his quote a couple times. He says, I go do a big thing. I finish it. That's what this is. Finish it. Oh, but you don't need it. Give me a break. As the game goes on and fights start and co-threats and everything, this is a weakness that white wish he didn't have. So finish it. And then I go do another big thing. I love that quote. Okay, so he finishes it. Was this profit worth it? Well, white picked up 2, 4, 6, 7, 8-ish, and black would have got near 8, 15 points, reverse Sente again, maybe. I'm just making up some numbers here. It's like, okay, it's not insignificant. Okay. But then black can go start. Notice this. Defends his group, starts attacking the stone. Look at what he didn't do. He didn't play this move. Well, why not? Well, first of all, what, Atari? So it's thin. Yeah, we don't like to play thin and weak. So a very strong move with a great threat. And white's like, okay, I mean, if it was me, I'm going to play here. But check it out. Look at my white group. Now it's mine, before it was his. Bottom left white group, near death. So just one thing at a time. Okay. And then we continue to use that white stone, not that it can kill anything. And so white's picked up little area 1, the safety of his entire one group, and now the whole 2, 3 combination thing going on. And how much Aji is there on this 4 stone? Well, I don't know, and it's coming up soon. White plays here. I don't get it. It seems to me that this move will end up bothering the white A group. Well, I imagine myself asking Mr. Yang, well, isn't this going to bother your A group? Well, yes, but I can so easily get out of B. I have a strong home there. If I said that, I'd be making an excuse. I would try to say, well, I want the corner and I'll live anyway. But when he says it, he can say it with conviction. Okay. So he comes in. Is the C stone? Oh, so a lot of questions there that are hard to answer. Boom. White lives in the corner, and black gets that wall that I'd be afraid of. White lives, and black starts this whole splitting thing. White comes in violently. If it was me, I'm going to step one, don't go home. Oh, I'll run to the center. Really? Where are you going again? I don't see white going anywhere. Now, are they, in this upcoming fight, are they looking at the white stone at A and the cut at B and saying, yeah, it's getting a little scary, and there's a white stone, we can put a white stone at C. And I don't know. This is hard, complex stuff. So black playing here is interesting to me. Okay. Sorry. Drop down in Sente. And white's formed some Aji on top there. And white's formed a stable group, just like we said. He's running out to his home at B and gave black a chunk on top. But now white's also developing a center. So again, a lot of hard stuff to get an idea on. That's a tricky little move. That was tricky. Save the cut. And the white group, white's A group, is literally connected to the B group. So not a problem here. And I think that might be, now we're in game. And that's all I wanted to show. So anything else, just end game. And white wins comfortably. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you appreciate Mr. Yang, who I do appreciate greatly. And I hope you have a great holiday season. Okay, guys, talk to you later.